Welcome to Gen TV. This is Gen Culture. My name is Malik Linzonzo. Tonight is an important conversation with my brother Derek. Derek is a brother who, not too long ago found out that his roots are from Gabon, and ever since the brother has been in a journey of not only bringing more people to this consciousness of knowing who you are and trying to establish your roots, whatever that might be in Africa. So we invited we today. Derek is with us in the studio. We invited our brother to kind of give us a perspective on his journey, on searching his roots and himself in. So welcome, Mr. Derrick Lewis. Welcome to Gen Show.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, you are absolutely, my brother. This is Talk to Me, and we will really talk. We want for you to give us a perspective on what you think about this journey. First of all, how you come to this journey, searching your roots, and as far as I know, you now found out that your root are actually in Gabon. Am I right?
Right, right.
Okay, so how that happened? For those who don't know the process, how that happened? Who taught you? Who told you first? About searching your roots.
Well, it all started. I was because I'm in the health and nutrition, so I was following a man, a brother by the name of Alfredo Bowman, and I caught a lecture of his on YouTube. And but before this particular lecture, I was following him and doing some research on him, but it was just this one particular lecture he did that I saw, and he said something that really stuck with me afterwards, and he said our genetical predisposition would determine what we should eat, but I knew I had a predisposition that was African, but I don't, I didn't know what my African looked like. Like I didn't know what was my African inside my African American. Like I wanted to figure out what that looked like and really get down to the bottom of, you know, that. So I started DNA testing with like commercial companies. Did a DNA tested with two of them until I found, they say three times a charm.
Mm.
So then I came across a company called African Ancestry, and so and which was how they go about it was what I was expecting from the previous two companies. Like, I figured they mailed me like some sort of swabs, but they went about it another way. So by the time I came across African Ancestry, and I'm like, okay, this must be the real deal, because this is what I was kind of expecting from the others. So they sent me a few swabs. I sent them back to them. Believe 2 months. I think it took about 2 months. But I noticed some people got their results back in like weeks. So I'm about to get them on the phone and see what's going on. Like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Because it's taking a little, so. But it's funny that day when I was going to pick up the phone and give them a call, I in my peripheral, I see the mailman he pulls up. So went to go get the mail, and this was the biggest piece of mail I've got in my life. This envelope, and I'm like, okay, that's funny. And so yeah, I got my results, and it was a folder, and within that folder was a certificate of ancestry, and yeah, the rest pretty much been I've been
History.
moving forward since then. But yeah, that's how they go about it. They send you at least 3 packets of swabs. You mail them back to them, and just it's a waiting game. And they well, now they switched over to digital, I believe. So now you'll get your results. They'll let you know um, where your origins through email, I believe. But before, they will mail you like the hard copies of your certificate of ancestry. Like that's the class I come from.
Wow. So, but you know what? There's still there's still a lot of our brothers and sisters that are born here in this country in America that's still pretty skeptical when it comes
Right,
to looking for the ancestry, and most of them don't want to even deal with the fact that there is a possibility that the fact that they black, that mean that they originally come from Africa.
right.
So so I want to know your own motivation to do that. Is anybody in your family that bring brought upon this motivation, or this is something that you just get in this point in your life where you felt like, you know what, I might look for it. I'm not it's important for me to know where I come from.
Right, because in the beginning I was looking at it through a like a health perspective,
Mm.
and but as I go along now, I want to. Um, I'm very interested in seeing how like deep this little rabbit hole goes. Like I want to get more into culture. I would like to learn a um, a language, a native language. I want to like officially change my name. Like I'm in it all the way at this point because I'm always coming across something where I'm learning. I'm learning more about myself. And this is history. This is
Yeah.
history. I'm six, at least what 5, 6 generations that just didn't know, and I
Mm.
just
Wow.
now that's it's over now. That's
Yeah.
that part's over.
Yeah, you this is it's a new chapter you're starting up, and I think if you do that, whenever you have your own family, your own kids, at least you just open up to something very very important for them, because you didn't have that. Now you're gonna open up totally new ways, and to deal with who you are as a person. And this is so important that you mentioned learning the language, a local language, and that is part of the immersion of being reconnecting to yourself, because you never know. There's a lot of missing pieces that we have as human being usually, those languages being one of them, you know
Right.
and Gabon being a place where there's over maybe 200 languages. If you know the place where you come from, and you know the language, is a possibility that you're going to be reconnecting yourself even more to the people that created you.
That's right.
And who knows, through that, you know um, generics, or even a spiritual journey, you're gonna starting to get some information in a way that you and me, we don't even know how to explain,
Mhm.
because imagine, I'm here in America, been here over the last 20 years, and I speak English. Now let's assume that I'm dreaming, and one of my great mother want to help me solve a problem, but the person don't speak English. You see, or my kids, for example, they don't speak my local language, and so there is a disconnect with their
Mhm.
own people that are trying, because we, as an African person, and you already know about this already, we're very spiritual people, right? I'm not talking about religion. We're very spiritual, meaning that we believe that we are a continuation of our, our creators, the ancestors that came before us. So whenever you find yourself in a situation where you're stuck somewhere, you want to solve a problem, you want some information, but you don't have that connection in terms of information, then you don't stuck, you lost.
Right.
So I commend you for that. Knowing that it's not enough for just point. Trying to find a location where I'm coming from. I want to connect to the deepest level, learning the language, learning what these people before me, how they were, eating, the eating habit, what goes well with my body. That kind of stuff is an entire knowledge and education that you will bring into the table, and that will benefit, people that will come after you. That's really, really, really important. I don't know. You wanted to add something either?
Oh no, no, you pretty much
Yeah.
said it.
So at this point, what we're talking, there's a group. There's a group called the Roots in Gabon, and the way I understand it is you're the manager assistant for that group.
Right. I help administrate that
Okay.
community. There.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So yeah, I mean, part of what we in this to bring some kind of a using our platform to highlight, to make sure that folks like yourself and anybody else that would like to bring us some information, so to reach out to a broader audience and just make people started to think about it. Why is that this young guy, the young man in your group, or different from the rest of the population? Why is that somebody in the hood is not really understanding why I'm always in trouble? Is something missing? It's only the prison system that can fix this problem, or maybe you know something is missing. What is in my culture, my people, how they used to deal with certain stuff? That can be there's some keys to unlock some of the confusion we having. You think that's maybe a good way to see some of this? I'm, I might be wrong.
Or you could be right. Um, it's I think part of that plays with like a lack of identity, a lack of like belonging,
Yeah,
like, and it's where culture comes in.
right.
'Cause here in the States, we only know the countries like type culture, but we don't
Hmm.
know where we come from and having to belong to and be a part of that type of culture. So it could be a lack of identity.
I believe so. I believe so. In the absence of your true identity, you literally adopt somebody else because you have to survive as a person. So we will go and then trying to be somebody that we're not, and then we find it's like if you like a lion is designed to eat meat, fresh meat, right? And
Mhm.
then you find somebody because you're now in a control environment, like in a zoo. Now they start and give you maybe vegetable, because and because you want to survive, because if you don't eat it, that is a control environment. Now you start eating vegetable and maybe sardines or whatever stuff they sell in the store.
Right, right.
Before you know it, you are killing who you are as a lion.
Mhm.
you know and you might walk around the zoo and thinking you're a lion, but actually you're no longer that lion, the way the lion was designed to be. So I think the way when you see through slavery where people were captured and forced to be put in an environment, and then they deprive you from your language and culture, and then you're going to be forced to adapt somebody else's culture, because if you go if you go in Africa and you're trying to see, for example, you take somebody from the hood who call himself a gangster, right? And you,
Mhm.
you 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 go to Africa, people very confused. They really don't understand what that really means. Although this is not because of TV now, or people look whatever is going on the TV, because most of the stuff we saw on TV and things is reality, right? Now somebody don't really understand how somebody, you in the same neighborhood, and like for Jordan or whatever stuff, you just pull your gun and kill him. It can be very confusing. And you talking about identity, because we identify, like you are a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of you.
Right.
So we're not gonna solve problem in the way we see, for example, like a Western. Is I don't know if you have a chance to watch those movies, the Western where Indian cowboys killing Indians on kind of no emotion to it,
Hmm.
and then you carry out you see the Al Capone kind of stuff, and then we adopt those stuff as oh you know what yeah, I'm in the hood now I'm gonna act like these guys, but that's not your culture. That's not how we solve problem in the village. and and guess what? This stuff are not staying here. They all sold back to Africa. People watch those movies and start when they're in a situation where they in the cities can solve problem. They think whatever they saw in the movie that is not the way to solve problems. You know, so we have to be able to study just like you do, going back to know exactly how people were feeding themselves, why they were so strong mentally, physically, why they didn't know about stuff like diabetes, versus today. Most each block in a place like America, you will find somebody with diabetes. Diabetes. When I was growing up, that was like a rare. From where I come from, diabetes like you. If you're diabetic, you have to be like very rich. Like people know you just eat stuff just for the sake of eating. But
Right.
regular folks didn't have diabetes in my country up to recent 10 years. Now it's something that we know. But here, every block that you go, especially in our neighborhoods, you
Hmm.
at least have somebody in each household that have diabetes. It is incredible. And as a matter of fact, I have two or three brothers now are diabetics. This is a recent event, real recent phenomenon. I'm telling you, when I was growing up, as it used to be like an event. When somebody say he has diabetic, that is like, this is serious stuff.
Hmm.
So diet have changed. We're eating those processed food, and not know exactly that the result for a lot of the diseases that we have. So I think it's very important. DNA is good, but we also have to make an effort to search even more. Search about how, and that's including modern African. That every day we're losing this stuff, and believe it or not, the leadership that African American have, to re-inject life into back to Africa in a consciousness way. If you listen to brothers like Dr. Omar, people like himself, you think he is only important here in America, but a lot of the young people in Africa listen to this guy and say, "Wow, this is somebody who's standing up for us, all of us." Like Dr. Omar is. This is the kind of guy that remind even African that live on the continent that, hey, listen, you know, uh, the way that you think you being African is not. How many African that you even meet here dress like Dr. Omar? Just to be funny. None of
Right.
a lot of a lot of us. I barely can count how many African attire I have. So when I see every time I see this guy is dressed like a king, like I feel like he's more African than me. Honestly, the knowledge, the pride of knowing who he is, you know, it's something to be highlighting. And I look forward even to have this brother on my show one of these days. If you know Dr. Omar, tell him we need him here. Go ahead, Derek. I know you want to say something. I've been talking too much. You the guest.
No, because I follow Dr. Umar too, and yeah, and when I see him, he's in proper attire. I was like, that's gonna be me one
Always.
day. I need some attire myself. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It purposely. But one of the thing is that is something the contribution we on the other side have to do. Brother like yourself that is in on this journey and to really trying to find who you are, connect with your the origin of your who you are. I think we have to do an effort to help you out. If you say, for example, I need some attire, that thing should be free for you. We have to find a venue where we have to, make sure that you have whatever you need that make you feel like, yes, I feel like I'm African, man. And you are. It's just a matter of claim it. You have to claim it. And don't wait for somebody just to come over there, kumbaya, hey, my brother. No, no, no. You don't have to. The moment you do your DNA, you find the spot where you come from. That's all you need, and then you learn. When I came to this country, I didn't speak English. Now I'm speaking. That means what? You can learn it any language you want, and then feel like, what, like somebody, see me and I say, an American, I'm African, but I'm American too, but I'm naturalized American, so you have to own it. And the reason why I can say that, because I speak the language and I have some knowledge about it, and then I take ownership. I don't wait until somebody come to tell me. I have to know it by the effort and the exercise of being an American. So I think the same thing have to be of all our brothers and sisters have to feel that way. Don't think everybody on our continent are knowledgeable. Is a lot of ignorance on the continent. A lot of some people that have knowledge. There's a few of them, because we go through a lot of phenomenon, and one of them is colonization. You have to always keep in mind that's something very, very destructive. You have destroyed a lot of the way some of the brothers and sisters think on the continent. So sometimes it will take you know uh, other brothers from here to get serious about this stuff, and then to remind them that, hey, listen, don't lose it. Don't lose it. You have to keep up with this. Because if I tell you how many brothers and sisters are dying every year just to trying to go to Europe, you be shocked. You'd be surprised. And you probably looking for a ticket to go visit Africa, but they're dying in the oceans every single day to get to Europe. So after that, then we have to have this kind of conversation so we know, you know. Don't be thinking, okay, you know what, these people from Africa don't love us. But how can you explain these are the kind of people that you want to love you? They're dying every single day just to go to Europe. So it is important for us to talk and to trying to figure out this mess that we all in. It's a big, big, big old mess. So that's why I would really commend you and others that are in this journey, but you have to keep on connected, the dots, and building the network. We need it for our own survival. So how many people that you have in your organization? Yeah, their roots in I think it's roots in Gabon. Is that
Right,
the name of it?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
So everybody's in New Jersey. It's all over the place.
oh yeah, we spread out. We have
Okay.
brothers and sisters from coming from the U.S., Jamaica, the UK. We even have a brother from Cuba. Um, yeah, we even have a Korean brother, and he DNA tested, and I believe that he traced to his paternal lineage, and the results came back that he um, shares ancestry with the Baka people living in Gabon. Yes, but yeah, we pretty spread it out. We in LA, Texas, New York, Atlanta, uh, Jersey. Yeah, we pretty spread it out. Pretty spread it out.
Absolutely. So at one point, what I will suggest is also to trying to find out a point of contact in at the embassy of Gabon. I can maybe help on that. The cultural attaché, the culture, the consular, something like consular culture at the embassy. Is something that I believe you should have some kind of a link with them. As you continue to grow this group, the embassy of Gabon have to be aware of who you are, and then in the future, and maybe trying to, because the embassy is in Washington D.C., trying to find a way to get your to get here in Washington D.C. at least one time in a year, where all of these brother all across the globe come together to celebrate their heritage, and then with maybe the help of the embassy and maybe the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Gabon, has to be an effort
Right.
of how can we deal with those brothers that reconnect with their roots in Gabon. And you were explaining. I read something on one of the posts. I don't know if that was you. Somebody was explaining how to get the Gabonese citizenship. Can you give us more information about that? I don't know if that was you, but somebody was talking about if you're not married to a Gabonese citizen, but the fact that your DNA will prove that you're actually originally from Gabon. I don't know myself. That's why I'm asking you. I don't know if there's a possibility to get your citizenship from Gabon from through the DNA results.
Right. I believe it's a strong, like we have a strong case because DNA, like that DNA will tell you exactly who you are. So, and like you said earlier, like this is still kind of new. It's still kind of new, but yeah, that's we got a nice strong case. You have a strong case with that. But yeah, hopefully we can.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody on as a matter of fact on your page was I'm not sure it was you, but somebody was talking about that, and I believe that we definitely have to be able to reinforce that, so people can benefit from that's because that is you're right. If you were your people were taken from on the continent against their will, and thank God to science nowadays. If you are able to prove that, hey, this is where my people came from, then
Right.
I believe the government have to take its responsibilities
Mhm.
and grant you the citizenship. There's no way. There's no possible. It's like somebody said, you know what? I don't know my daddy, but DNA is showing you my daddy. You have no reason not to say no. The proof is in the pudding.
It's important, right? It's important.
So and the reason why and I'm kind of pushing this is because it comes with some kind of benefits. The importance of having your citizenship meaning that you're not gonna go and try to have a visa. You not can have a passport, and you can and soon when when more and more Africa is working on reconnected together, trying to bring all the continent together like it used to be before colonization.
Mhm.
So that means with one passport now they have a passport, that a unified passport. So if you recognize and you have establish your connection with one of this country, that means you can now travel in the 54 or so countries in Africa, and freely. Now, in terms of potential, potential to build up a connection, relationship, even business, you got to think about all of that. This is not a joke. This is serious stuff.
Right.
And being a descendant of African in this country, I think that is something. While we are having those so-called reparation conversation, that's something Africa in return can also do. When we are talking about reparation, what America owed to Black people, and trying to repair the wrongdoing, I think in return the African nations should be, and Gabon being one of the countries, should be able to say, hey, listen, this is a part of our way to repair, this wrongdoing, what happened in the past, and giving you the free, the power to come back home whenever you want to. If you're tired with this, police brutality, you can come home and feel like home. You can come up here, learn your language, and feel like you're a part of the community. You come home If no sister here want to deal with it, come to marry one in on the motherland. That kind of stuff will make kind of reparation. I don't know what you think.
Absolutely. That sounds good to me. Me.
So you never been outside of America. You never been in Gabon before.
Never yet. Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. We hope, and the reason why I want to really encourage you guys is to really make this meaningful. It shall not be just DNA stuff. It's just like you said, going deep. And the way you do it is to continue to establish the connection and the building a network, knowing exactly with precision where what part of Gabon you come from, learning the language. Some people already doing it while we are speculating. You've seen brother Samuel Lee Jackson. As a matter of fact, I was there on the same week. He came like today, and I came tomorrow. Came with my family. We
Oh,
were
you
all,
did? Okay.
yeah. I was there in Gabon when Samuel Jackson came to Gabon. He got his passport already. Little Chris has his passport for him, for his wife, kids, and everybody has a passport. So, but they have the money. They have the means to do it. So I'm not talking about that level. I'm talking about regular folks like you and me, regular folks like yourself, your friends, your friends, people who are interested in doing this. But they can help though. They can help with the might dollars that they have. They
Mm.
can get them actually help to enhance the possibility that the folks like yourself can find find their way back home. Yeah, it makes a difference. Like when regular folks knows that, okay, you know what, I'm kind of stuck here. What if I go to Gabon and start my own restaurant over there? Since I cannot do it here. What if I go to Gabon to buy my land since I'm not able to buy land here? Those are the kind of thinking you should have to starting to think beyond the fact that you not know, this is where I came from. So what do you get out of it? That is a totally different kind of conversation. And if you take down notes like, okay, you know what, let's us come to DC every year, one time a year, and we're gonna start processing, talking about this stuff, planning, working with the local officials, with the government, showing them our intentions. That can change the entire game. I don't know what you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's something that I believe you guys have to start thinking of in a serious way, in a very serious way. This is no joke, because the more we wait, somebody else is doing it, and that's
Right.
someone who, yeah, has is what is usually these European countries, the U.S. itself, because believe me or not, I don't know you were aware of. Recently, we just have U.S. Africa summit. All the leaders in Africa. I think there were maybe 43 countries come to the United States, come to D.C. You know, although people think this is about politics, but U.S. have to position himself. And because they know if they don't do it, China is doing it. They don't know if they don't do it, Russia is doing it.
Right.
But the problem is your own people, the American, Black American, African American, usually are out of this equation. You know, and you're supposed to be the one at the forefront
Right.
of this. Not European. I mean, that's your responsibility to say, you know what? Why are we stuck here? You know, if the problem is that is a passport, then you are you Gabonese American. What holds you back now? Well, why you feel like you're stuck?
Right.
you know,
Right.
find your way to the embassy
Mhm.
and ask them questions. If you cannot move from New Jersey to DC, then call them and say, hey, listen, I just recently found out that this is where my blood, my roots are. What can I do? I need to know what can I do as a citizen. What I want to have my citizenship certificate. What is the process? They will tell you, and then from there, because we one step, if you put one step, another step will follow, and before you know it, you master the process, and then now you once you come together, whether it's a Zoom meeting or whatever physical meeting, then you will spread that words around you, and more brother and sister will test it. Doesn't have to be Gabon, it can be Ghana. A lot of people go to Ghana today. What do you think it is? Because the leadership of the president of Ghana, you know, giving land to those people who can't want to come back. And you go over there and you go to the path of how you get yourself, how your people came to America. Well, what happened? You learn this stuff. Then when you walk on the street, you know who you are. You are connected to the highest spirits. You're not just a body walking on the streets. The guy that you see, a black man that you see, is connected to the highest spirit. So you cannot just kill him. Can
Right.
kill a king like that. You know, if a king, whatever, Philip walk in the street, you're not just gonna shut that man. But guess what? You the same, maybe even more. So that way of thinking can shift everything in the way we look at each other. You know, so it's very important. We have to go deeper. We have to actually go deeper. And I'm in a position where every time I see brothers like you, I mentioned Dr. Omar. There's more. Dr. Small. There's a lot of them that have done so much work. So much work. What it left for us is just to follow, listen to the study, and listen to this guy, and then keep moving forward because they have done a lot, already. It's a lot of works that done already for our unity, for our capacity to reconnect. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
any other information about your organization?
Um, all right. We just working, trying to get
Yes.
more organized, and I believe about we have a total of 500 and I believe 85 members today.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I remember when we first started, I found started like it was like 80 of us. Now
Hmm.
we have 585. If I'd have told myself like 3 years ago this would be going on today, I probably wouldn't would believe myself. But we're just working, trying to get more organized, bringing more structure.
Yeah.
We're gonna be planning a trip for next year because I believe this year it's like election
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so few locals pretty much told us, just come the following year just to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. That's a really really good advice because it sometimes it get very messy.
Yeah,
Get messy. The politics over there, don't forget if you're very familiar with African politics, is pretty weak. I mean, since the 1960, Gabon have independence, but it looks like it was just a political one. We still pretty tied to France, and there's a lot of game that is being played that influence whatever the outcome of elections. Some deals. That's subject to another conversation. But for your own safety, usually it's a very peaceful country, but during the election, it's not as peaceful as it is. It's usually there's an election, and then there is people. You see pretty much what happened to the in January with Trump. People saying, "Oh no, my candidate didn't win or won the election. The election was stolen." And then before you know it, people are mad. Go on strikes, and so it's a very messy time. You got to wait at least a year, before when everything is cooled down. You can make your way over there. But when you did your DNA, what kind of an ethnic group you would belong to?
Oh, when I got my results back, they told me that I share ancestry with three groups, three cultural
Okay.
groups: the Kota people, the Tachogo, and the Teke people.
Okay, so I'm from the south, and the Teke actually close to we share the same province. You know,
Okay.
as a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, the president of Gabon is actually a Teke himself. You
Right,
know,
right,
yeah. So those are your people over there. Yeah, the Chogo very powerful, culturally very powerful people. I don't know if they still have. When we were growing up, it was a saying that these people they literally were able to bring people, somebody a dead person to life. I don't know if they still doing this or not. Literally, you cut somebody in the middle, and then they'll have a way to reconstruct the person and bring him to life. That's how powerful that culture was. And there's a lot of people, African American, that are connected to the Chogo people. Kota and Chogo. I know a couple more people that are connected to that, belong to that ethnic group. I usually don't like the yeah. I mean, it's very important to continue to look for it and to find out who else. And here in the DMV area in Maryland, I also have a friend that come on my show most of the time. He also, get his ancestry from Gabon. So I think we have to continue connected because there is a chance that if you or the point of contact or the point of relationship can be family. If you know somebody, that person DNA is from this place, you can be cousins. Who
right.
knows? So that's another way to find your people, and maybe more work need to be done. We don't know if with this technology how it's going to push forward. Maybe along with the census or whatever, the some information here in the United States, if you are connected to that, you can find out some of the people that come up here from that region, and maybe some other people that you see every day or your own family members. You know, so that is also something to be able to look at it and continue to work on it. Anybody that you know that is also from Gabon? Any African American that you know?
Um,
Say yourself.
hmm. Just my brothers and sisters that we have as members. I don't know anybody like outside of the community, and most likely if they learn, they come and they researching and they'll find us. Eventually, they'll find us, or I'll
Yeah,
find them. But
absolutely.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I mean,
anybody.
but people, I think we also have to do maybe trying to find out how to those people with money that already been or already done it. And I mentioned the uh, Samuel Lee Jackson. I think he's from DC, I believe so. People like himself that already went to Gabon, with all of this information he got to, he has to have some information. What he's doing with it, for the all the brothers and sisters that never been there, what is the experience of being like? So if we ever find a way to make a one time like once a year get together, people like that can come and be a speaker, and give us because you have I know you have a lot of documents in terms of videos and all kind of stuff. The ceremonial that you have when you went over there, because they put on a serious a reception for him when he came, and what did he learn? What and all of this can help somebody else that never have an idea to even think about this stuff to start in digging himself. So I think part of the working on this stuff is to connect everybody, those who never been, and about also some people who already been back on the continent to be able to inspire more people, because in the end that's the whole purpose of getting everybody in the village count. So those were
Right.
the means, to inspire and to help other people to reconnect with where they've come from. So yeah, yeah. So basically, the people of Gabon. You mentioned the fact that there was some people on the in Gabon that you guys already have some kind of connection with, that you speak, that give you some information. Not a lot.
Right. Yeah, I'm familiar with a few locals. Throughout the years, I've been getting more and more familiar with them, and then with me, and then with just us, collectively,
Okay.
through group chats.
Mhm.
We have meetings just so everybody can get more, have that opportunity just to get familiar with one another. Um, you know, I've seen people link up and like in real lifetime, they linked up, and yeah, it's been beautiful to see how things been unfolding.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, man. Listen, Derek, I know it's kind of late. I want to appreciate you for coming on the show to share your experience, your story with us, and whoever is watching this, to know that Derek is actually one of the if not the manager assistant for at Roots in Gabon. And can you just very quickly tell us what is written Gabon for those people just joining the show, or what is written Gabon, and what you guys are doing before we close this show.
Yeah, Roots and Gabon is an online community through Facebook. It's been established on that platform. We are a lineage-based community of people that just trace their maternal or their paternal ancestry to a ethnic group that we can find in present-day Gabon today that's just looking to reconnect to their ancestral homeland and just to learn the culture, the customs, the languages, and everything else that comes with just to reconnect.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, again, I want to thank you, brother, for stopping by and send us more people that conscious people that want to say something to reach out to the broader audience. What is our people here or on the continent, on the motherland. So I want to appreciate your time and look forward to whenever you guys have something, let us know. Even if it's a meeting, you can let us know so we can inform more people so that they can join the community and participate in this beautiful journey that you guys go through.
I appreciate you having me. Yeah, we just looking to reconnect with the locals. If any of the locals, open to teach, um, we're here. It's a lot of us that's just want to learn and ready to connect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, that was the brother Derrick Lewis with us on Talk to Me. This Talk to Me again culture today. So we look forward to speak with our brother another time. So you take care of yourself, brother.
So talk to me.
All right. All right. So that was another episode of Talk to Me on Again Culture. Our brother Derrick Lewis was here to let us know about what he's doing on his group, Roots in Gabon, and we look forward for somebody else that have this kind of organization, maybe some knowledge about the culture, who you are, and actually giving a possibility for more people to join in to participate and to move our community forward. As for me, I'm Malik Linzonzo, and that was Talk to Me, and I look forward to speak with you another time. Bye now.